Hello, good evening everyone, or good day wherever you are in the world. Let's invite Zach.
Okay, here we go. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Here we are.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm ready. Okay. We did it.
It's so funny that it doesn't work with you.
Yeah. We did it.
It's weird.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are here.
Here we go.
So first of all, yesterday that was like something came in between that I forgot about, so
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Hi.
Well, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Fine. Yes, I'm good.
Oh, good.
What do you want to talk about today?
So today we are going to be talking about the real rebellion. Me and Kim have been reflecting on, what it means to be a rebel and like this idea of rebellion and all of its like many facets. And one of the things that came up for me was this idea that the real rebellion is about accountability. So a big word that came up for me was this idea of like being accountable for your energy is kind of like the true rebellion happening right now. Because actually, like, um, we're kind of all conditioned with fear to buy into this idea that we are not sovereign beings that have authority over our own energy. And while rebellion typically is like associated with like fighting and struggle, the real rebellion is this idea of saying, I don't want to participate in that. Like we notice things happening and we also allow free will. And instead of fighting our circumstances, we take accountability for our center and we ride the wave. Because going with the flow, it sounds like super easy and glamorous, but like if you've been alive for more than a couple seconds, like going with the flow can mean a lot of things. And it's about riding the wave. And I'm not sure how it resonates for you, but that really came through for me.
Yeah, for me, I think the way I could be or am a true rebellion is, or rebel is more, first of all, to raise our awareness and expand our consciousness, to wake up. And I think your
Oh,
internet is
oh no.
freezing
There I am. Oh,
you.
there I am. Okay.
But doesn't matter. No, so I was saying like the true rebellion for me is to raise my awareness, to expand my consciousness, to wake the fuck up in more and more layers, and to really truly just take my power back. First, recognizing and seeing where I'm giving my power away, because it can be so subtle,
Mm-hmm.
and just doing the inner work, transmuting the trauma that is inside of my body, and becoming the guardian of my own life force energy again. And that for me is also meaning, like you say, like taking responsibility, 100% complete responsibility for my own life, and also realizing and knowing that we do create it ourselves. And if I would not become my own authority and my own guardian, yeah, then somebody or something else will.
Mm.
And that for me is, yeah, that is a rebellion in the best way that we should and could be. Because then when we take our power back, then everything collapses, because they cannot continue with people who are standing in their power. So we don't need to be rebels anymore as well, if that makes sense.
100%. The perspective thing is really big. And I love the word guardian because this idea of becoming our own guardian, it takes the power away from gatekeeping. Because in the Matrix, guardians are gatekeepers. This idea that you're playing into the being a sheep in this enclosed area, right? But when we embody our own guardianship of our own energy and we empower ourselves, we can take away that gatekeeping energy. And ironically, what that ends up creating is a lot more safety for all of us, and a structure that can breathe. Because gatekeeping keeps things very small, and it assumes that we're not all equal. But when we're all guardians, we all have equality. We live in that place together. And that's the real rebellion, because that's the hidden message underneath, like, people who are, owning their energy and their frequency, is that when you take sovereignty back, the only gatekeeper is you. And if you realize that the only gatekeeping is what you believe is there, then suddenly you're open to all the possibilities and unlimited energy, basically. Of course, it's not always easy,
Right.
right? Yeah, go first.
Yeah. And on top of that, not only for ourselves, but we can be an example for other people, and they can start to wake up as well and realize, oh, whoa, if they can do it, then I can do that as well, like starting to realize, like, oh, so
Here we go.
I can take my life into my own hands, like on all levels,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny because a lot of energy is moving. In these past few days, when me and Kim were talking about it, like, we had a lot of multidimensional experiences. Kim had a dream, we had a talk yesterday for about an hour and a half where I moved a ton of ancestral stuff about empowerment and this idea of, like, money. Money came up for us a lot. And Kim and I both really resonate with this idea of rebelling against the money narrative that was passed down to us with lack. And this idea that, really reclaiming our power has a lot to, like, in this idea of the connection between money and energy. And also this idea of sovereignty. So when we're, like, in the true rebellion, we're reclaiming meaning for ourselves, and we're not letting the outside world dictate our own access to energy. And a big thing that came through for me with accountability, especially with money, is that a lot of issues that we subconsciously deal with when it comes to our own guardianship of our own energy shows up with money. In fact, today I was driving to my mom's house, and there was a bunch of panhandlers on the side of the road. And I thought it was so interesting because one of the things I noticed about the experience was that while they were, like, basically begging for money, the energy they gave was very intrusive. So they were asking to receive, but they were energetically attacking us in the car. My mom was like, don't put your window down, right? Don't look at them, right? Like, don't give your attention to them, right? And out of fear. And I find it really interesting because I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but this idea that I did look this woman in the eyes. She came to our window with her sign up saying, family in need. And she was, there. And I just looked at her. I didn't turn away. I didn't roll on the window, but I definitely just looked at her because I knew my energy was mine, and that she was allowed to ask or, be, do the behavior she wanted to do. But I didn't have to fight it. Right. And there was something really powerful in that where I was like, that's so interesting, because I felt the intrusion, right? The energetic intrusion of, like, give us money. But, like, I just found it really interesting. And, also compassionately, this idea of the true rebellion of being compassionate and allowing the communication to pass through you both, and to suffer with someone, but also to recognize that suffering with someone does not mean that we take responsibility for their actions. It's to
I think you were frozen for a little bit.
I froze.
Or maybe it was me.
Do you have any thoughts, though? Because I'm not sure. I pretty much stopped right there. But
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Because when you are talking about this story directly, I'm feeling, because I had it many times as well, but there is such, like, an energy of shaming and blaming around it. And it's not like they are asking you to give them money because, yeah, maybe they are in need of money, of course, but not all the time either. First of all, but if you would not give them the money, then directly you feel a sense of, ooh, am I a bad person now because I am not helping my fellow human being who is in need? But you feel the whole energy around it. It's like it's not from the highest, you know. And are we really helping them when we are giving them money just like that? Because what are they going to do with the money? We don't know. Maybe they buy alcohol. That is not the best for them either, right? Just to give an example. But I definitely understand and resonate with the story that you are saying about people coming to the car asking you for money with a little cardboard thing written on something on it, like you have to help me because I am in shit. And it's like a forcing energy. It's not asking you nicely and being okay if you give them or don't give them. It's just like demanding, you know.
It's also the story, because hearing it mirrored back to me, it's like she's selling me a story. On that card, she put a story, a very quick story to target an opening, right? And what's funny was these panhandlers, they're ironically, energetically giving, but they're not really leaving themselves room to actually receive what they claim that they want, which is support. Because to show up on the side of the road where people have to see you and shoving a cardboard message in your face, it's not necessarily it's not a win-win-win situation for anybody. And if I gave money to that,
Right.
what I'm really giving money to is the story. Like even if it's not the truth story, like she's selling me a story and I'm like, oh, I feel bad, pity. And the real rebellion was actually like witnessing this person with non-judgment and being like, okay, you're allowed to do whatever you want. And today you're doing this and I'm choosing to be with you and not ignore you and just be like, okay, right.
Right. Yeah. So interesting that we are discussing this topic I mean, we are giving this this example relating to this topic of being
okay.
a rebel, because I think we both have been in similar kind of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I have been like with one foot on the street and two very small children,
Yeah.
with like no money, no plan, no vision, no inspiration, and no motivation to do anything. And I was aware also, like, okay, I have a choice here. What am I gonna do with this? How am I going to handle this situation? Because I could go both ways. Am I going to play the victim and continue playing the victim and believing and demanding other people to fix my shit?
Yeah.
Or am I going to continue to work on myself and raise my awareness and release all the density so that I can step out of this kind of situation and I don't attract it anymore? And so I can say, like, that is an act of rebellion, because I am taking my power back. I am in a shitty situation, but I am taking my power back. I take my responsibility and I make a decision to make sure that I get out of this kind of hardship in life, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I believe and I feel, if we would keep giving money to continue on this example to people who are begging on the street like this, we are taking their power away as well.
We're funding
Because we are
empowerment. Yeah.
because we are acknowledging their belief or something, if I'm saying it correctly. like they cannot do it themselves, like they are not strong enough,
Wow.
to fix their own situation. And on the other side as well, for me, it's my mom. Throughout my whole life, when I was young, whenever I was in a difficult situation,
Mm-hmm.
she kept telling me, whenever something is hitting you hard in the face, or not even hitting you, but it's difficult to handle and to go through, we should be rubbing our hands together and be grateful for that, because it's an opportunity to break through something and to level yourself up. We only move our ass if something is becoming so hard for us that we have no other choice than to make another direction in life. And so if we keep enabling other people, then we take their power away as well. And if we give them money, then why would they go and do something about their situation themselves? Because then for them it's easy. Okay, we're just gonna go ask other people and they will fix it for us, so I don't have to do nothing, right?
Yeah, we just
I
watched.
don't know if you heard
Yeah.
everything I said.
I did. I got the transmission though, because we just watched a video from someone who was talking about this idea of like vulnerability. And when we're trying to control things and fight things, we're not actually open to receive anything the universe wants to give us. And even the example with this woman on the side of the road begging, it's like her intrusive energy is a controlling energy. And it's not, ironically, it's not vulnerable. Like I didn't feel vulnerability from her basically hounding me on the side of the street with a sad story on a poster board trying to get money out of me. And it makes me think of so many times in my life where, I was afraid that I was going to be abandoned and trying to control things, and ironically not allowing myself to have the openness in my heart to receive anything at all. And it perpetuated this like hamster wheel of like suffering. And it's this idea of like with money, especially in the rebellion, this idea of like, where are you funding your energy? Because money is just a symbol of attention and presence. So when we give money, it's a symbolic offering of like so much more than just a piece of paper. It's like I'm choosing to be present with you and your limitation. If it's a negative story or an unhealthy story, because there's no wrong story, there's just unhealthy stories, really. Like for instance, her
Yeah,
story,
right.
like I don't know, like it could be a made up story, and all stories are kind of made up in some
Yeah,
way, right? And that's the rebellious piece, right? Where it's like, what does this woman really need? Is it money, or does she just need someone to witness her without judging her and being like, oh, I see you, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And so what is maybe like a tool that we could share with people to reclaim your power?
For me, what comes up is witnessing discomfort as a signal that it's time to approach something. Because, like, the 3D version of approach is discomfort. When we're uncomfortable, it's actually an invitation to approach it and to witness it. So, like, in my situation with this woman who was begging on the street, um, my mom told me out of fear, don't look at her. Don't even give it attention. I don't want to see, I'm ashamed to even look at this person. And I said, and I looked, I was uncomfortable, but I approached her with my presence. I just approached and, oh, hi, Mel. Hi. And this idea that we don't want to, because when we resist our emotions, we step out of life. Your emotions are a sign you're alive. So
You froze again.
do you have any thoughts? I froze.
You
Hi.
froze. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, babe.
Yeah, so I didn't catch the last part because you froze again.
That's okay. Do you have any thoughts though? Because I feel like maybe it's a good thing I keep phasing in and out because we're working through something together. Come through, dragons.
Um, yeah, for me, reclaiming my power is also, yeah, like you said, being open and willing to take the responsibility, looking in the eyes what is presenting itself on my path in front of me, reflecting from the inside and being completely honest with myself, being completely honest, and also be willing to go through it instead of pushing it away. And then it's working with my energy fields in clearing and releasing the density and filling myself up and calling back my essence, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I think the most important part is we need to be willing to do the work and to make a decision, like, okay, I don't wanna experience this anymore in my life, and I am willing to take my responsibility, and I am willing to do my work to shift and change, no matter what it takes, no matter how hard it is, you know. And for me as well, it was a big thing to ask for help.
That resonates.
To somebody besides my mom, you know. And I think it's one of the most difficult jobs that we can do, to say it like that, because working on yourself is not easy, and it takes big balls. It takes big balls and a strong character, and not giving up. Not giving up. I wanted to give up on myself so many times, and for 5 minutes I did. I was like, okay, just fuck everything. I could just die and nobody would like even miss me or something, and I don't care about myself. But still, every time I just stood back up and I continued to do the work step by step, one foot in front of the other one. And in 2016, I had a burnout, and that was a big lesson for me as well, to first realize that I am this open channel, this open vessel. I was like this open door, you know, the event like the schools are holding every year, like an open door, and everybody can come inside and take a look. And I was something like this. Yeah, my door was open for everything and anybody. And I didn't realize that I was also taking so much in from other people or situations that was not my own, but I was like transmuting it through my vessel. And because I didn't realize it, I was not protecting myself either. And it became so much that my physical body just crashed. And so that was a big lesson in also really like becoming consistent with my spiritual practice and my energy clearing. And also for my physical body, not only my energy field, but my physical body. And also a big lesson for me was, first of all, where are my boundaries actually? Because I never had any boundary, and I did not know where my boundaries were. And then the second thing was, if I know where my boundary is, then how do I draw the line, you know? So, yeah, that was huge for me.
It is huge. The location and the action, right? It's like, where is it? And then how do I maintain that place?
Yeah, because a burnout, what does that mean? That you are fully drained of your own life force energy. Like you cannot move anymore. I swear, I could not. I was like, my body was like shaking, and I could not leave my sofa to even go to the toilet.
Wow.
To say it like that.
I hear that.
And So that means like you are fully drained. And so the third thing is restoring my own connection
Right.
with my channel, my energy, you know, the flow of my energy with source.
Yeah. You know what it brings up for me too is this idea that it's always happening right in front of you. Like the things that we're meant to be looking at, they might be transforming before your eyes in different symbols, but they're always in front of you. Like even this
You're freezing. Okay, we will give him a
yeah,
second
I keep freezing. Isn't that so funny? Like,
to defrost.
yeah, I'm like, maybe there's something here for me. You know, I just like, again, okay, what am I tuning into? This idea of like, we were just talking about this idea of like staying consistent to the flow. And I know for me, like one of my lessons on that was desire, this idea of fighting my own desires and like fighting my own process because like I was afraid that what I wanted didn't want me. And I was just saying like this idea of like, they're telling me to stay on point. So telling me to stay my heart, I was not in my heart and denying my
Yeah,
heart and being in my head. Even right now, I think I have this flow, but I'm fighting it, and I'm actually blocking the energy of the internet because it's like it's just pushing me out until I get
that's why it's freezing.
okay, Spirit, I'm hearing you. I'm gonna be from my heart, and for me, like it's been scary to be in my heart and to claim what's true for me because I feel like my mind sometimes tells me that what I want is not good enough. And that's why I often try to over embellish. Like even right now, like it's like, no, keep it simple. Keep it simple. When you keep it simple,
Yeah,
you'll find yourself in the flow. Right? And I feel I'm feeling
yeah,
it in my heart.
exactly. The power is in the simplicity.
Yeah.
It's something I was talking about months ago. Like, because when I started to invest more in my own education, and I mean like my spiritual education and my spiritual practices, and yeah, I started to follow much more people than I was doing before online.
Yeah.
And especially now, it's like full with information out there. But so our discernment is like key nowadays. And on the other side, you can learn a lot from it as well. But I was becoming so confused, and it became so complex. And I was saying to that person I had my discussion with, like, I started to ask myself more and more, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Because I grew up with this spiritual environment with so many tools. And if I look at those other people, then I am still like nobody because I didn't achieve anything like what they have right now. So what am I doing wrong, you know? And it became so frustrating for me. And then it just hit me like, whoa, stop doing this, you know, stop comparing yourself to other people and start honoring your own journey. And remember that it's only about one thing. And that one thing is this whole school on planet Earth is about love and unconditional love. And first and foremost, with ourselves.
Yeah.
And my journey in this life is so much not about serving other people, but about serving myself first. Even though I am having this solid business that I am still building on. And I want to help other people because I know I can help them so much. But I am still in my own process as well and my own journey to really reconnect with my own heart and my soul and my essence. And, you know,
Yeah. It's the power of embodiment too. This idea of the simplicity. It's like Because sometimes, like, I've also been in that place too where I felt like, what do I have to offer? And the truth is, each one of us have unique codes that when we embody them, no one else has those codes. Like, no one else.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's your selling point. Your selling point is I have a lived experience, and that frequency is only coming from me. You might get similar lessons, but not the lesson I lived, because it's in my cells. Like, it is in me. And it's, yeah, like people can feel that. And it kind of takes all this weight off where it's like, oh, like me just being alive is the value. Like, we're so taught in fear to devalue ourselves that we
Exactly.
forget that, oh, wait a minute, like I really am divine and I need to be here. You know, like I was doing this
That is
all.
something,
Right, you go first.
but that is something that I recently realized as well.
Yeah.
You know, you have like so many people who talk about mindset and everything, you know,
Yeah.
so you shift everything through the mind first, and now we are going down to the
Mm.
heart space. But you had like so many videos who were talking about um oh, I'm losing my
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
I lost what I wanted to say.
It's
Oh, it
coming
was so
around. It's
good.
coming around. It's coming around. Coming around. It's coming. I trust her flow.
Yes, I
Yes.
have it. I have it. It's back. It's back. So they were talking about success and how you have to shift your mindset to become successful. And I was so fucking tired with that shit because I was like, you know what? Me being alive here on this planet in this time is a fucking success on itself. I am already fucking successful because I am living my life.
Yes.
And I'm overcoming everything that I have to overcome here that is thrown in front of my feet, you
Yes.
know. What the hell are you talking about becoming successful? I am a success. I'm alive. I'm here. And I'm sharing my my journey, my message, my story to help others. Yeah, you go freeze again.
I'm back. I'm back. Whew.
So yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna listen to that anymore. I am already successful because that was I realized that that kind of stuff was keeping me in a state of trying to reach some kind of state that I believed I was not already.
Yeah.
So that kept me in some kind of future version of me that I was believing I am not already and I have to achieve it. So I'm gonna keep running after it. And I have maybe no idea how to achieve that success that they were talking about, because as long as I didn't realize I was already successful because I am alive.
Yeah.
So I took my power back from that.
Yeah.
You see, taking your power back can lie in so many small things,
Yeah.
and it can be hard to even see it where we are giving our power away.
It takes so much vulnerability because you got to be open to those small moments, because like it could be happening right in front of you in the tiniest little thing, and because you're trying to control everything, you have no room to notice it. And that's where simplicity becomes so gold, because it's like it's crystalline, where it's like when things are simple, things are clear, things are crystal fucking clear. It's like duh, how was I, whoa, right? And then relief, you feel your field open, you're
Yeah,
like, oh thank god, right? Like the truth, it sets me free. Right?
yeah. And after I a lot of times I was like, how could I not see that? How did I miss that? That I was giving my power away. How didn't I know that? You
Yeah.
know, why did I do that? Yeah, it's massive.
Oh,
All the ways that we give our power away, and
yeah.
but that is what we do. The rebels,
Yeah.
the true rebels of planet Earth.
And this idea of like every second is a new chance to change, transform, evolve, and ascend. Like every moment, there's something that you get to claim back. Even in the small, it's all connected. Everything. and you have infinite number of chances. There's like, you've got all the time and space in the world to continue to evolve. Like,
Yeah.
you just trust your frequency. Like, it's like the timing is perfect. Just align. You know, like me with like my heart and being like, okay, don't try to control it. Got to get in your heart. You know, create from here and let the mind center in that, and boom, it's very simple.
And we are exactly where we are supposed to be. So come back to the present moment. Try experience every day like it's the first day of your life. And then that is something that I start to experience more and more, and to go back to that inner child.
Mm-hmm.
The inner child that was not traumatized or wounded, but the one that was so full of life. Like I see so many times in you, you know,
Yeah.
that little boy that is so full of life. And that's like, yeah, that's the state that we should be able to live in every day, the whole day.
Yeah. Our invincible innocence, that little phoenix child that never, that it cannot be lost. You can beat it down so many times, but that little child is everything. And that to me,
Yeah.
our purity cannot be taken from us. Like, it's never, we didn't lose it. And that's been a big thing for me recently, the rebellion of realizing that I'm still innocent, and that person, that version of that child is still me. Like, yeah, maybe it's a different reflection of me right now, but time is an illusion. Like, I'm always that child.
Yeah, and they can only take your power and your innocence and everything if we allow it.
Yes.
It only happens when we allow it, or when we believe that they are more powerful than us, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel so good. We moved so much
yeah,
energy.
I really love these conversations, and I think the more we're gonna do them, the more we will find like
A flow for sure.
like a blueprint or something, if I can say it like this. I don't know. And I have to say, so the last 6 years I am home,
Yeah.
by myself. Not that I don't speak with nobody, but I mean, like, overall, I'm home by myself.
Yeah.
I don't have a social life much here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also the last couple of years, because I was so trying to achieve something,
Mm-hmm.
running behind something. So I had to come back to myself. But because of that, I lost my inspiration, my motivation,
Yeah.
my joy, my happiness to be alive, you know. And so our weekly conversations now is really something that I really enjoy doing, you know.
Same for me. I every time we talk, like, I have huge shifts in my life. Like, I have literal, like, transformational, like, divine, like, things happen in my life, and I'm like, I know this is a huge activation for me. Like, when your mom said, as long as you keep going through this, you're gonna, whatever's holding you back is gonna dissolve. I feel it. Like,
Yeah. There you go, freeze again.
there I am. I'm freezing again. There it is. Maybe it's time.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
There you
There I
go.
am.
You defrost.
I did.
Yeah, no, but I can feel it as well. Like, it's shifting so much already. And I also feel like it's a part of embodying, a process of embodying the person that you want to become.
Yeah.
It's helping. It's like a tool. It's helping you more to step into
Absolutely.
that better version of yourself.
Ooh, yes, it is. It is. Wow.
Is there anything that you could share with the people who are watching or will watch on the replay, if we can upload it?
Yeah.
And otherwise, go to our Facebook pages
Right.
and watch it there. Oh, yeah, they can never hear this message. If we cannot upload the video, they will never hear the message.
You know,
But anyway, the ones who need to hear this, they will find the video anyway.
right, I
So
trust.
we trust in that.
You know, for me, it's like the last message for me is like to keep showing up. It's like just have the courage to keep showing up no matter what that looks like, because every small simple step adds up. And sometimes it takes a couple of those, and then you have one quantum step. That next small simple step's like a level up, and you're like, and it's like it's what you're looking for. But you got to be in your process. You need to stay in the flow. Even like when the internet's going off and you feel tired and you're like, fuck my life. It's like, as long as you stay consistent, you will, your home frequency never leaves you. You'll find it again.
And ask for help.
And ask for help.
When you need it.
Yes.
But also know who to ask. It's also a big one.
Yep.
And know that we are not supposed to do it alone. And as long as we are working on the surface, we can do it alone. But the more we go deeper and dive deeper and deeper, we need help.
Yeah.
Because it's already so hard to see, to recognize, you know, to become aware of things that are more deep on the, no, how do you say that in English? Who are like more deep than just under the surface, you know.
Yeah.
It's just difficult for us to even see that.
And sometimes love isn't what you think it is. Sometimes we think help is more money. Okay.
But
It's simple. Whatever I said was all I had to say. That's all just, you know, be open to love in all its forms, you know?
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I love this conversation.
Me too.
And I think it's also because we mixed a few things together. But yeah, anyway, everything is linked with each other.
Yes.
But the money thing is such a big topic on itself already.
Mm-hmm.
And scarcity and the lack and the programming around that.
Yeah.
So we will definitely have more about that one.
Yep, we will.
And also taking your power back from that programming, you know. That's been a huge one for me throughout my whole life. Yeah. I loved the conversation.
Me too. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you for being on call with us. Thank you for being in the field. We love you. Thank you.
We will see you next week. Thank you for watching.
We will. We love you. Bye-bye.